Hollywood. This is the crown jewel of the movie making industry, the undisputed reigning champion of entertainment and the epicenter of the star-studded lifestyle. Was never quite like this back in the day. Yes, there was once a time when the Hollywood Hills was basically just a bunch of hills, an agricultural outfit, nothing like we know today. Whilst there was a small movie making culture there, it was nothing in comparison to some of the larger studios in the country at the time. So, what changed to make Hollywood the place to be? Strangely enough, this all came about because of one man. Someone who you wouldn't think is associated with movie magic. That is Thomas Edison. This is Brainspill, my name is Tank, and today we are talking about the very strange story as to how Thomas Edison was responsible, by accident, in creating Hollywood. It's a pretty riveting story, so buckle in and you'll find out today why this wasn't one of Edison's brightest ideas. While Hollywood's emergence as the entertainment capital of the world is often attributed to the vision and innovation of many pioneers, one name stands out as being associated with its creation more than anyone else, which of course is the aforementioned Thomas Edison, American inventor and businessman. Ironically, Edison, known for his groundbreaking inventions such as the phonograph and the electric light bulb, inadvertently played a pivotal role in setting the stage for Hollywood's rise to prominence, in something you would presume had absolutely no relevance or connection whatsoever. This is where the story gets interesting. Thomas Edison was an inventor with an insatiable curiosity. Amongst his numerous inventions, he was also accredited with the development of the kinescope in the late 19th century. The kinescope was an early motion picture device that allowed individuals to view short films through a peephole. And no, I don't mean those raunchy films, put your eggplants away. I mean just pure basic cinema for the masses to view. This was the start of cinema viewing. This was a true technological advancement in the field, and it's something which I'm sure everybody would benefit from. Look, it's not like the inventor themselves would artificially monopolise this idea into something that prevented anybody else from venturing further into the field. I mean, that would just be ridiculous. This is the land of the free. This is where people innovate. Well, things aren't always as good as they seem on the surface. Edison's innovation was a significant leap forward in the world of visual entertainment, capturing the imagination of the public and paving the way for a new media form. Potential widespread entertainment by video. As a result of the innovation of this projector and the movie camera that came with it, Edison opened America's first movie studio, Black Maria, making New Jersey the new unlikely home of America's film capital. This of course would not always be the case, however, but those that were there first certainly have a lot of sway in where this sort of thing goes. In 1908, Thomas Edison, along with a group of fellow inventors and entrepreneurs, founded the Motion Picture Patents Company, also known as Edison's Trust. This company sought to control nearly every aspect of the film industry, from production to distribution, by enforcing strict patents and licensing agreements. So, if it existed, then Edison was there to put a tight cap on this to try and restrict anyone to innovate in this space and to make it as difficult as possible for any fledgling filmmakers to actually get up the ranks. It's almost as if Edison decided to put a monopoly on this whole thing. I mean, who would do that, right? And you know for a fact that for someone that is so influential and well off, that if anybody tried to skirt around this, he would sue your ass faster than you could blink. Because, well, he's Thomas Edison, the inventor. He's probably filthy loaded and can pay for the best lawyers in the land. So, for anyone that actually wanted to try and make it, you were being shackled down by the big man. So yes, few people had the willpower or the leverage to stand up to the might of the Motion Picture Patents Company. Some reports even say that they went and hired mobsters to go and rough up filmmakers to try and stop them from breaching patent law, which was ridiculous, and you're basically just now taking the law into your own hands, so people got pissed off, as you might imagine. One of the unintended consequences of Edison's Trust's tight controls over the film industry was a decision for filmmakers to search for a new home, away from the East Coast, where at the time much of America's filmmaking industry was based. There would be a large exodus of filmmakers moving to the west coast of the continental United States to start a new life away from the Edison control and into the wild west of movie making magic, Los Angeles, California. I mean, at the time, this of course wasn't anything major. It was basically just a few cows wandering around an agricultural field. But it wouldn't be like that for long, because this would be the new home of Hollywood. The move was for a few reasons, the primary of which was to escape the aggressive enforcement of patents that were making it increasingly difficult for independent filmmakers to operate on the East Coast. To escape this legal pressure, many movie makers moved to California, where the trust's influence was much weaker. The second reason, and was by far the reason that I think was most valuable, was California's climate that allowed for year-round filming, making it an attractive location for filmmakers. This provided them with diverse landscapes and lighting conditions to enhance their storytelling. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what they told investors. The reality was that they probably wanted a holiday 365 days of the year, so that worked as well. So whichever way you cut it, this seemingly worked, and many movie makers set up home on the West Coast. I mean, you've got to have some pics of the job somewhere, I guess. In connection with this, California's diverse landscapes, from deserts to mountains to coastlines, offered filmmakers a wide range of settings for all their productions, all within a very close proximity. But perhaps the biggest reason, and the only reason they moved to the West Coast, was to make the distance between them and the man that caused all the problems for them, Thomas Edison. Being on the opposite side of the country made it challenging for the Edison Trust to enforce its patents and to try and maintain control over the filmmaking industry in California, resulting in the birth of Hollywood, a small but feisty movie maker's paradise, forging its own path. As filmmakers flocked to California, they settled in and around Los Angeles, forming the nucleus of what would become Hollywood. This geographical shift, driven by the desire for creative freedom and escape from Edison's patent enforcement, laid the foundation of Hollywood's transformation into the global entertainment capital. Once in Hollywood, filmmakers flourished in an environment where they had greater creative freedom and access to the wide range of landscapes. This creative freedom led to the development of innovative storytelling techniques, better production values, and the establishment of studios that would go on to shape the future of cinema, such as Paramount, Warner Brothers, Universal Pictures, and MGM, amongst others. So, what did Thomas Edison do about this? Well, I'm going to give you one guess, and if that guess wasn't sue the living daylights out of them, then I'm afraid you're incorrect, because that's exactly what he did. Whilst many judges on the East Coast might have sided with Edison, the reality of enforcing these patents were very difficult out of state. This resulted in taking action closer to Hollywood. These threats continued until a very pivotal court case happened in 1915, when the ruling of United States v. Motion Picture Patents Co. effectively said that the patent claims cannot be used as a weapon to disable a rival or drive them out of the field. This effectively tore down Edison's monopoly and gave Hollywood the green light to develop and grow into the Goliath it has become today. Thankfully, without the threat of mobsters turning up at your door for wanting to shoot a movie. So, inadvertently, Edison and his bright ideas of creating himself his monopolised business fell apart when people decided to skirt around it and do their own thing. This probably isn't the first time this has happened in history, but let it be a tale for those to know in the future. By stifling creative freedom, this inadvertently created the entertainment hub of the world, Hollywood. Whilst Edison's contributions and the technology he developed are undeniable, his unintended role in the creation of Hollywood is a testament to the complex and unpredictable nature of innovation. And if it wasn't for Edison, Hollywood would probably not exist today, and the filmmaking base of America would be in New Jersey. And that would be a horrendous reality to live in, so thankfully, this all played out. If you guys like that video, here's another one just like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.